It's Bourbon Night. It's a flight fight. Hello, I'm Chad.
I'm Sarah. Chad, it's a double flight fight.
A double flight fight.
I don't think we've ever done this before.
No, we haven't. Not this.
This is a first time in the history of It's Bourbon Night.
Ooh, only took,
which is getting to
took
be
us
a
6
long
years.
history.
Yeah.
It's making me feel a little bit old.
That's fine.
But the bourbon makes me feel young, so we'll be fine.
Yeah. I guess the only way to explain it is to tell you what's in this flight. So, Sarah, what's in this flight?
In this flight, we have the A, B, and C releases of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof series. Coming in at 120.8 proof, we have A122, 121 proof for B522, and 124.8 for C922. We also have the Larceny Barrel Proof A, B, and C series. With 124.4 proof, we have A122. At 123.8 proof, we have B522. And at our highest proof, 126.6, we have C922. That's a lot of barrel proofs.
It's a lot of barrel proofs.
We've done 5 before. We've never done 6.
Never done
But we're
6.
gonna break them up.
We are.
Double header.
Double header.
And then what will we do?
Well, we're going to declare the best Larceny and the best Elijah Craig barrel proof because it's those that will go on to our blind best of the year contention.
I was gonna say, Chad, why are we doing this?
That's why. So we're gonna start with the Larceny. It really doesn't matter. These are all high proofs, but you know, the wheated profile, I guess. We just decided to go with the Larceny.
Wheat over the rye.
So here we go with bourbon. Hey. Syrupy, sweet. Yup.
Little bit of that Heaven Hill nuttiness, that malty.
And a little bit of brown sugar.
Delightful.
Ah, good nose. Okay. Whoa. Good way to start off.
It packs a punch.
Whoa. Okay. A little hot. A little hot.
It does it tingles the tongue. Got some pizzazz. I like the spice, but it is a bit hot. I'm wondering though if that's because if it's our first one of the series. Like, I think A will get a more fair shake later on.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just gonna take another second sip here though. It's come down a little bit, but it still has that building heat. I do get a little bit of nuttiness.
A little bit of the oak.
Maine doesn't have a building heat though.
I mean,
It really does.
it's a little intense.
A little hot for hot's sake, as
know.
we say sometimes.
I mean, I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. I was like, do I like
I kind of like it. It hurts so good.
Well, now we're getting into some strange territory.
Yeah.
That's fun.
More muted on the nose.
Well, I think the nose on this one's maybe a little bit more in my ballpark as far as preference. Dark fruit, berry, oak.
Yeah, more stone fruit. Oh, it is
Much
darker.
Darker. I think maybe more approachable on the palate. It doesn't quite.
It's not as hot.
Slap
Yeah.
you in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's gonna take,
It's pleasant.
as I think all of these will, that second sip
For sure.
to you know, get the last one off your tongue. Even though we are drinking water in between, to get that last one fully off the tongue and this one fully on the tongue.
For
So,
sure. Many a breaks
second
will be
sip.
needed, and we
Yeah.
will probably cut those out.
And we'll bring in stunt people when it gets too dangerous. Okay, well,
No
second
tongues
sip.
were harmed in the making of this.
Well, maybe a couple. It does have heat, not as much as A,
A.
but that second sip really did bring on the heat. But it does have more kind of earthy flavors, I feel like.
I'm
liking that.
I'm liking B a lot. Yeah. Ooh.
More spice.
It's like a spiced caramely, a hint of oak. I don't know. It just smells yummy.
Yeah, a
just-
little
it just smells-
cinnamon stick, and you can have cinnamony noses on wheaters. It's not
Because that can come from the
illegal.
wood, not
Yes,
necessarily.
absolutely. Some people give you a little funny look when you're drinking a wheater and you're
But that's a
talking
wheater.
about the spice and all this. Like,
You
there's
say-
no rye in that.
I taste what I taste. Or I
That's
smell
what
what
it
I
tastes.
smell.
There's no wrong answers in whiskey.
It just smells warm and cozy.
Even darker. I feel like this one might be the darkest of the three.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, it's good though.
Second sip though, because you know. Oh.
Is it a little dry on the finish? It's lovely.
I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, it's lovely. It's more like a savory. I sort of get the dryness, but it's more like, you know, it's a dry rub on a steak. It's savory and kind of meaty, and I'm really
It
liking
does
B.
have a little bit more of like a savory note to it, whereas B is a little bit more dessert leaning. But
Yeah.
they both have a nice presence of oak.
Ooh-wee.
First time through, if you ask me right now to boot one, I know which one I would boot. But that's why we do go 2 times. Right?
Yeah, I think
And
so
then we'll
too.
take a nice long break in between.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the Elijah Craig next. But you won't have to sit through that.
No.
It's the magic of editing.
Okay, normally, you know, we toss it to pay some bills or something, but we're gonna go straight into round 2 since we got, you know, a whole other
We got a long flight ahead of us.
flight. It's a long flight. It's an international
Yes.
flight. No, it's domestic, but
A long haul.
it's like coast to coast.
I do like the nose on A, but it's kind of 2 notes for me. It's just like sweet and maybe a kiss of spice. like a little bit of a cinnamon, and I think that the other two for me had a little bit more going on.
A little more?
But we'll see if it changes.
I get sort of tea on this one. It's more herbal, right? Herbal tea.
It has a little bit, yeah, I think of herbal and sweetness. I mean, I don't dislike it.
It's not as hot this time. That's why, we say.
Well, I think my tongue is just a little bit.
Yeah, A doesn't get the fair
acclimated.
shake in round one. I mean, it's good. It's odd. It's sort of like it's more approachable sweetness now, where that first round where we just really concentrate on the heat. And actually here it does come on the second sip.
It really does.
Not like it was before, and that's just because our tongue is a little bit more both acclimated and fatigued. But I really like the palate, but the mid palate to finish just gets too hot, and it kind of gets in the way. Like if it weren't so in the way, I would be picking up more of this sort of like herbal tea, a little honey type of note, which is really good. But that heat's just kind of killing it.
Yeah, I do like
better
that
nose. Yeah, better nose. Better nose.
Better ingredients.
Better bourbon. Heaven Hill. Yeah, this one is definitely more approachable. I'll give it that.
Sweet, and the dark fruit, and a little bit of oak, and again, just like whatever spice is coming from the wood. It's just nice.
It is nice. Not as dramatically great of a nose the second time. Coming off of B.
I think B is
really
the one to beat in
improved.
the nose department. Yeah.
But this one had a really great palate and finish, so let's see. Well, I know who it's going to be between.
I mean, same.
B and C both share some things. They're both, easier and...
They both have some nice complexities in them.
Yeah.
I'm leaning one way, but I don't want to say yet. I don't want to influence him, though, because, he's easily influenced.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay, good point. We're gonna do this one a little bit different, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we could still rank them, but I think it's
Yeah.
easy for us at this point, with only having 3 instead of 4 in this block, to go ahead and eliminate one or put it last.
Save our palate.
Yes, agreed.
Right?
There's
so
no
we won't
sense
have
in
to keep, So
no sense in tasting it.
I vote A.
A,
Okay.
obviously, yeah.
So A is out.
Is out.
So now it's really just B and C who are gonna fight for first and second place.
To the death.
We haven't had it C to B. A lot of times that's important. So I don't know about you, but I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Do a little A/B testing.
Sure.
With B and C.
Don't let the letters confuse you. We were
I'm
like
already
A,
confused.
B, and C for Larceny, A, B, and C, and then we'll put them first, second, third, or A, B, and C. I don't know.
Okay, did a little tasting back and forth. What are you putting first?
I was leaning towards B, and even going the back and forth. I like C a lot, but B is the one for me. Like, it was my first instinct, and I've stuck with that one the whole way through.
I agree. So let's just go and say first place.
All right.
Our favorite Larceny of the year
Is C922. That doesn't really surprise me, right?
We were pretty on about that one.
Right, when we tried that media sample the first time, we were like, oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
That was fun.
That was fun. So we are going to now take a much longer break. We're going to reset because we're going to come back and do the Larcenies. But before we do, we want to tell you about our home on the internet. It's whiskyambitions.com. So we can get the t-shirt that I'm wearing, hats, the Glencairns that we're drinking from today. Also have copitas and rocks glasses and water glasses. We have bottle cut candles, hoodies, because it's becoming that season, and more. Always coming soon. That's whiskyambitions.com.
And you can become a patron at patreon.com/itsbourbonnight and join our community for as little as $1 a month. That is where we release our exclusive Patreon-only barrel picks, opportunities to participate in barrel picks, discounts on merch at our website, depending on what level you're at, and more.
Cool. All right. Be right back. And we're back. Palettes are reset. Glasses are reset. Now we're doing Elijah Craig. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I think let's be honest, the more popular of the two. Larceny Barrel Proof
Been
is
around for longer.
Younger, or actually it is younger. Newer and younger. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, 12 years.
I can't wait.
Yeah, so let's just dive right in.
The main event that you've all been waiting
That's
for.
right. Oh, it makes sense we held this for last. Woo! Classic nose. What a nose.
Gosh, that's so rich. And like a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of oak, some like dark raisin or fig or something like that.
A little bit of syrup, caramel vanilla, the classic flavors.
Like a hint of clove. But you say clove and people are like, oh, I don't like that. But it's just like the right amount, like in a fall, a fall pie or something. Just the right amount. Oh, my word.
Wow.
That one just makes me smile.
Baked goods.
It's so rich.
Yeah. It's sort of, for me, going on between the line of baked goods and dessert. So maybe it's a baked dessert.
Baked goods are desserts, Chad.
Well, they can be, yes.
Let's be honest. There's some muffins, if you eat them for breakfast, technically you're eating a cupcake without icing.
That's true. Second sip. Oh, it's so syrupy.
It's almost like a really dark, rich butterscotch. I just love how the oak is really standing up though. And the wood notes are balancing out that dessert. It's just making me happy.
It's got the heat, but it's not, like, what was it? Larceny
The first one that we had, yeah.
There was just a heat bomb, or heat for heat's sake, hot for hot's sake. It's got a nice spice, but it lets the whiskey show through before that kind of comes up on the palate. It's really balanced, really good. I'm liking A.
I'm a fan.
Not as much of a nose.
It's kind of in the same vicinity as the nose was on A, but it's not quite as memorable.
It's not beating it, no.
I think there's less of those like desserty, berry, dark raisiny
And
notes.
more just spice.
More spice and more wood notes. Yeah, maybe a little bit more heat, a little bit more of that wood characteristics.
I probably wouldn't have said this if we were not drinking them side by side, but a little bit of bitterness.
I think that's coming from like that extra bit of oak that you're getting.
Yeah. Almost like a too stout of a beer. A little bit of a coffee note in there.
I still think it's tasty, but
It's
following
tasty, yeah.
A
Right.
is very difficult. That's important why we're going to go back through later.
Second sip.
Not a bad
Actually,
pour.
no, a lot better. And again, fight effect, right? It's getting A fully off the tongue with that second sip. A little bit more building heat than A.
I think so.
I don't mind. It's still in the appropriate range.
I mean, that's
it's
what
still,
I expect for these 120 plus proof.
It's still a good touch. Yeah. I'm liking it. Oh no, we lost Sarah.
Oh.
Okay, I get more of something. Hold on, what is it?
I get more of something.
I was gonna say coffee, the smell of coffee, which I love, but then I was like, is it hot chocolate?
The first thing I thought of was like a really, really yummy, sticky blueberry muffin with the the crunchy sugar on top.
Okay.
On the nose. Yeah, I get like a really dark blueberry, again, like in a muffin that's been baked. The blueberries basically like just dissolve and melt into sugary goodness.
Okay. Actual.
Could be like a cake or like a coffee cake or something like that, but it's, yeah, that's what I got.
Coffee cake. That would go along with my coffee thing.
Well, there's no coffee necessarily
I'm
in
gonna say
cake.
coffee cake.
It's just cake that goes with coffee. He doesn't know. It's just cake that goes with coffee. Yeah, that crunchy sugar crust.
More of a morning vibe, though. Can you agree with that? Like,
I mean, that's
the best part of waking up.
Is Elijah Craig in your cup?
Yeah.
I don't think that that's a thing to live by. Oh, snap.
Well, I was gonna, yes, oh snap. But also, a little bit easier. I'm sort of missing after the punch of A, the punch of B. To not have a punch, again, if you're drinking this by itself, that wouldn't probably come up.
No.
And I really need to wait till the second sip, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Okay. Yeah, second sip.
I stand by what I said on the nose, but towards the finish, there's a touch of herbal, and I'm trying to think of what it is. Is it like Earl Grey tea kind of coming in at the finish? And I like that, but it's a little strong. Like it's a very bold flavor. Similar to the Larceny lineup, I think that there's one at this moment that I would kick out, but I want to go through them a second time.
Same here.
I mean, yeah, that's real pleasant. I don't know, am I as in love with the nose this time as I was the first time around?
Caramelized sugar and it's brown sugar and it's
pretty classic.
It's just real good. Well,
yeah.
I don't think I'm kicking this one out.
Big fan.
Big fan of A. Always been a fan of A. A is good.
Oh, good words, Chad.
Profound. In my spare time, I
really
write.
heavy and meaningful.
I
He's
write
a poet.
for labels.
He's
tasting
actually
notes.
Writes poetry.
Yeah, it's more what I don't say.
Fine. Good.
Fine. I'm fine.
I'm fine with it.
How are you?
But the point is to pick the best one. It has a nice mouthfeel up front. I think for me, it goes a bit drier towards the finish and a little bit bitter. And I think this one has maybe the most wood influence in it. It's like a good kind of dry wood, or it's been rained on, it's been outside. It's just different than like a nice charred or toasted oak. And it just kind of has that funky smell to it. I don't know.
I wouldn't say I'm getting any funk, but I will say, coming off of A, B is less remarkable.
Sure, I'm just being a little extra critical because I have to choose, right?
Yep. More desserty.
I don't know. At first I was like, oh, the tie between the nose is between A and C. Now I'm thinking, does C have as great of a nose as I thought? I mean, that's not the part that you drink, but it is an important part of the experience.
It is.
Good.
Good. Is this the one you said Earl Grey tea?
Yeah, towards the finish. It has that like bold herbal. Earl Grey has like a note of bergamot, which is that like it's a little bit of a fruity note. And I kind of get that towards the finish. I like that. I like Earl Grey tea. But like, do I want my whiskey to taste that way? I think that bergamot is like that blueberry muffin thing that I was talking about before. It's just like breakfasty, baked good, but the blueberry is that like berry note, and then there's like a bold tea flavor at the end.
I feel like C has a little bit of an identity crisis. It's not really coming off like an Elijah Craig barrel proof that, you know, at least the releases that we all know and love, you know?
Traditional, yeah.
Yeah.
If we could only pick one, which one would it be?
Well, I know that. I don't know which one, if we were to kick one out like we did the Larceny, which one that would be right now.
You don't know which one you would kick out?
Nope, but I know which one would be first. I kind of want to do B and C a little back to back.
I suppose we can.
Yeah.
We'll just have to speed this part up.
Yep. Okay. After doing, hold on.
We're gonna need a refill.
After doing them side by side and in reverse order, yeah, I agree. B, you think has more personality, more things to bring to the table, but then that heat gets in the way.
And it's dry.
Much like A of the Larceny did. And it is dry, and it just gets in the way of itself. So I would kick out B.
Okay.
Now it's between A and C. We all know who the winner is. It's
A.
So, our winner.
I don't even have to go back and forth. I already know.
Our winner is the A122. A is A.
Interesting.
Interesting, because I thought we were all about the B522 this year.
Well, what's what we kicked out? Let's find out.
Oh, if it's the B.
It is the B. That just goes to show you this is why you should try them next to each other.
Yeah, and we do those just by themselves. It's a different animal when you do them in a fight. We call it the fight effect.
So now, Chad, I think the question is, and this might be a question that Patreon gets to see us answer, between the winner of the Elijah Craig and the winner of the Larceny Barrel Proof.
You are correct.
Shall we put them up against each other?
Yes, we shall. We hate to tease like that because the episode, but that is our Patreon after the episode show, which we've been doing for a couple years now. It's called Another Round with Chad and Sarah, and we'll often do things like that where we bring in something that wasn't on the show or that episode to kind of battle up against it or
answer some questions that we may have posed during the episode.
Things like that. So that'll be in another round if you're interested. But for this one, I think we have it all wrapped up in a nice tidy bow, don't we?
I think we do. I gotta say, Chad, there wasn't anything that we drank today that I didn't like.
Agreed. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to us already, you can do so by clicking right up here. There's suggestions of other videos down here. We hope to see you over there in one of those. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay, until next time, drink more bourbon.